Started as an East Coast vibe, now I'm going worldwide, we got this bitch going crazy. I used to take the Mazda for a drive, now I'm on the 405 like it's fuck you, pay me.
Hi, my name is Heather, aka Stony Baloney, and this is the Stony Baloney Podcast. If you're expecting anything from this podcast, don't. But if there's one thing you will learn about me, is you never know what stony you're gonna get. This is the journey of one spicy, sarcastic entrepreneur who came out of her cannabis closet and has been blazing through life ever since. As a multi-passionate person who has lived from one coast to another, I know there is more to life than just a 9-to-5 grind. I hope to inspire others to try new things no matter how old you are, start doing things you love and turn them into your side hustles, and to simply stop giving a fuck how others want you to live your life. Welcome, Stony Balonies. It is another month. I feel like so much happens since the last podcast every time. We definitely need to start bumping the episodes up, but today I have my dear friend Tina. Hi.
Hello, my girl. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so honored to have you because you're such a rising star over there. And we're going to hear about all your adventures. Today's podcast episode, we have Tina. She is a spray tan artist in, Scott just told me where the camera is. She is in Las Vegas and Utah, right?
Yeah. So my physical location's in Las Vegas, but then I also, as of 2021, moved to Salt Lake City and now do mobile tans and trainings out there. So kind of the best of both worlds.
Yeah, two beautiful places. I
get all 4 seasons now.
Is Vegas beautiful? Would you consider Vegas beautiful?
Vegas is beautiful in its own way. And I would say if you're not a summer girly, Vegas during the summer is not your place. But Vegas during fall and winter and spring is 10 out of 10.
I only went to Vegas once, and it was just not the right people that you go to Vegas with. So we just walked the strip. It was very boring. And then we just hung out in a dorm or something for the rest of the night watching YouTube videos that were not funny. So I did not get to have
okay.
But I was also wondering if maybe that was for a reason because of the person that I am. Maybe Vegas couldn't handle me at that time of my life. So maybe it was for the best. Okay. But Tina and I met. We've never met in person, but we are very close. And when I first got back into the spray tanning industry, it was right before COVID time. I had opened the business, I was renting out of a salon, and I joined a group called Sunless Evolution. And that was run by Jimmy Coco, who's a famous spray tan artist, and Grant, who he does Happy Tans. Some people, spray tan artists might know. Happy Tans is like a combination of marketing or SEO and a website. To be honest, I've been using Happy Tans a while. Do you still use Happy Tans?
Love Happy Tans. I've had my site with them for probably 5 years now and unmatched.
Same. And when you are using websites like Wix or WordPress, you don't get the customer service that you're going to get with Grant and Happy Tans. He's really well educated and helpful. He's always ready to help no matter what issues that I'm having. So shout out to Happy Tans. But Sunless Evolution, I feel not only changed my life in a way, but also changed my life as a spray tan artist. And I wish we still kind of had something like Sunless Evolution.
It was great. It was such a fun time. I met so many other amazing artists. I met you. I met, of course, I met you. And I met just so many other wonderful people that I'm still connected to today because of that. So, yeah, huge win for the industry.
I'll have to ask because I feel I'm friends with lots of spray tan artists out there that I've never actually met in person. However, when it comes to spray tan artists in my area, I don't know any of them. And the past few years, I've kind of wanted to change that. There's one spray tan artist I did meet. We had chatted a little bit on the internet, but not in person. And she was super nice. Like, she was willing to talk. And I think it would be great to have a spray tan artist that I'd be like, hey, I mean, it's rare that I can't make a tan or make it, like, get somebody else to do a spray tan for me. But let's say I can't make it happen. It would be good to either have that or just to have somebody where, fuck, my gun broke. Like, I can't wait X amount of days for a gun. Can I reach out to somebody in Rochester? But might be calling a couple Rochester people out, but I haven't had a connection with any spray tan artists, and I'm inviting, if you are in Rochester and spray tan, I'm inviting because I would love to have a relationship like that, but I have been victim of the secret shopping of other spray tan artists, which is always an awkward situation too.
Honestly, reach out to them. Girl, reach out. Just say, I'm Heather and I own like Shade by A-Tray and my new deli that's right next door. And
Spray
come
tans
over
and sandwiches.
for sandwich. Let's chat spray tans. Let's be besties. I feel like there's something really special about being friends with other artists in your area. That's
For sure.
different than being friends with other artists in other areas, if that makes sense. I'm friends with a few girls that are near me, and we all work in kind of like different cities, if you will. Like, one is exclusively mobile, one's on like the other side of town, but we keep each other. I don't know. It's so funny how our friendship formed, actually. It formed because we had a creepy client that called,
no.
and a creepy male client who called and was doing odd things over the phone when calling us and was saying odd things. And basically we reached out as like, hey girl, just to let you know, I got this phone call. I know you also have like 19, 20-year-old girls that work for you that do mobile services. Just wanted to give you that heads up. And then it kind of like, when things happened to her, she'd reach out to us. And then if I was sick, I'd refer to her. Now I have a staff, but at the time I didn't. So that's just like kind of how that all formed. But definitely reach out.
That's scary and also very valuable lesson to any salon owner, really. If people do have that kind of behavior, letting other people in the industry know. That's kind of funny that you brought that up because I do have like on my list of things to talk about today. You're like the angel one and I'm like the dark side over here, but there's a lot of spray tan artists, and I only know this because we have met so many people in the different groups that we've been in. And for the record, whoever's listening, you don't have to be a spray tan artist to get anything from this episode. Anything we talk about or situations we have could really relate to any business or relationship. But we know a lot of people in the industry. We know a lot of people who've had experiences with other people in the industry. And I'm starting to see a lot of people really make it up the ladder in the spray tanning industry. And by that, I mean working with celebrities and, you know, all these people saying, wow, this is really such a great person, when really they've stomped on a lot of people to get where they are. They've basically stolen from clients to get where they are. And we live in a society where you can't really get away with that. Like, look what's happening to P. Diddy. And that puts you in a situation where, like, P. Diddy was my shit. Am I not allowed to listen to that music anymore because P. Diddy's a piece of shit? Or is, like, the music separate? And I feel like we as people, for some reason, always protect bad people. And we think it's better to not say anything negative about somebody. But I think it is important too to warn other people of having bad experiences and warning people from being used and taken advantage of, especially when people are using that to get to the top, because the more you do that, it might take a long time for some people, but the way that the karmic cycling works in the universe, they're going to come down harder and faster, and we may never see it. It may be something that happens behind closed doors, but that karma will always come. And I think it's important to grow as a genuine person and, you know, not do shit like that. So it's just funny to...
100%. I say all the time, there's room at the table for everyone to eat. Collaboration over competition. Like, you're gonna grow so much faster and go so much further by being kind to other people, including your clients, your staff, like other artists. I've kind of seen both ends of it, where the people that you know, reach out to, you know, your clients, whatever, offer a cheaper price, whatever, they might not be in business 3 or 5 years later. Whereas the people who are friends with you that are like, hey, I'm new to the industry. Do you have any advice? Yeah, girl, let's go get a Starbucks coffee and let's chat spray tan. Like, heck yeah.
I do see a lot of people say on the spray tan forums, like, talking about, oh, a spray tan artist popped up down the street and blah, blah, blah. And I honestly, I don't care. We have, chances are, I don't even know who this person is, which means we have like our own clientele already. We have our own groups of people. And I think that just means, and I think people are forgetting that means our industry is growing and we need it to grow.
Absolutely, we need it to. Like, it's just, I feel like expanding your reach. The more, not that I'm saying, I mean, okay, here's a perfect example. Sunless salons. There's like 30 or 40 hairdressers under the same exact building that are doing the same exact thing, but yet they're all doing something different.
Mm-hmm. And it's an experience. Like, what is your experience going to be that's different than someone else's?
100%.
I would say, so that kind of brings me to something else. You have your own solution.
Yes, I do.
And your own products, and I can say I've used them. I love them.
Thank you.
Your lavender body wash is my absolute favorite. Like,
I'm so biased. I love that stuff. Like,
it's the best smell.
It's like everywhere. It's in every bathroom of our house. Like, I gift it to everyone. It's like my favorite thing. So I'm so happy that you love it as much as I do.
I absolutely do, and I feel like I'm working on a product that I love just as much. And you know, there's something different about the products that I think we have had, because another thing in the industry, and when you see these big names, you know, a lot of people wholesale from other companies and just slap a label on there, which is fine. I do that for some things because I genuinely love those products and want my name on them. Like, this is, you know, this is my tanning water. This is my whatever. But there's also people, and it's rare, that actually go out and get chemists and create like their own stuff. And you and I have both done that. I did that with my Compom CBD, and I love the Compom. But at the end of the day, most likely not every single client is going to want CBD or, you know, are interested in it, because it is still like a faux fable kind of product out there, as far as people being comfortable with cannabis products. So I do want to have something that I love, like your lavender body wash, that I can gift and just give everybody because I love it so much. And I think I'm working on something.
Well, I'm proud of you, and I'm excited to see what it is that you do.
Do you say your most favorite part is, do you enjoy traveling between the two different locations, or do you love the product part of your business more?
You know what? I like them both for different reasons. So the traveling part, it keeps it fun and fresh for me. I get my different clients in Salt Lake, my clients out here, and then if I travel for pageants. So it keeps it fun. And then the product is just kind of something that allowed me to expand without having to physically be in a location to expand, if that makes sense. I'm able to send my products to different states. We're on Amazon. So it's allowing a reach that doesn't require me to have my physical products in a physical location.
Right. Do you know that I've had clients, oh God, I don't even know what country, Asia maybe, like countries I've never even heard of. They're like little hidden countries, and they'll order Compom through like Florida, like someone they know in Florida, and will ship it overseas for them. And
really? That's amazing.
People have, it makes me feel so good that people have smuggled my products.
Pom has been smuggled.
But I definitely am, it's a new game when you add another location. I'm figuring that out with the deli. It's not spray tans, but you're adding double the rent, double the utilities, double the travel fees. So how do you find that balance considering you're in two different states? Like how far is it from each other? Can you fly? Can you drive?
It's an hour flight, and I joke about this all the time. It's a 5-hour drive or 4 hours if you speed, but like 5-hour drive and like an hour flight. So it's super quick. It could be, further. So I definitely got lucky in the sense that they're like two neighboring states.
So how much does a ticket usually cost per flight if it's only an hour?
If I buy it decently in advance, maybe like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I can get a round trip ticket for about $100 or sometimes less.
That's literally not bad at all.
I know. But then sometimes if I plan on driving, then, or if I plan on staying for a week or longer, I'll drive because then I have my car. So then I'm just paying for gas, which usually comes out to more than the round trip ticket.
For sure. I'm terrified of flying, and I feel I'm a traveler, so I feel like I'm stuck, but I literally have nightmares about it. So
and he's not a flyer either. He also does not love it.
Oh, he doesn't?
No, we're going to Hawaii for our honeymoon, and he's like, "How long is that flight?" I'm like, "I don't know. Let me check it." Neither of us have ever been to Hawaii, and I think I saw it was 7 hours, and I'm like, "Oh, honey, it's like 7 hours." He's sitting there like 7 hours.
I had so much Xanax the last time I flew out of, it was the only time I ever went to Denver, but the turbulence over the Rocky Mountains is just something I've never experienced. No matter all the times I flew from Miami or California, that turbulence over the Rocky Mountains, it just ruined, like I'm done. I did go to Cali last year, and I wish we had more time that I could have gone up the coast more, gone out to see you. Like, that would have been great. I do lust the West Coast. I feel once you experience the West Coast, but we're kind of opposite because you've experienced the East Coast and you lust like that true fall.
I was just going to say, I think it's that like wanting what you can't have type thing because I go to the East Coast and I'm like, pack my bags, let me move out here. I am a New York girl through and through. But then everybody in New York is like, I love California. I would go to California in a heartbeat.
I do love New York, and that's why I'm back here. Everyone's like, you lived in all these luxurious places, and why would you live here? In Western New York is nothing like the city. It's completely different. I love it. I feel safer here. Like, it's beautiful. People don't realize how good they have it here. But I also feel a lot of people from Rochester don't leave Rochester ever, and they just settle and they're miserable because they think it's just so terrible. And there's people that genuinely are not happy here. Like, that's fine. But you go to other places and, yeah, it might be cheaper for this, but your expenses for other things are up. And
everything balances out. Like, if it's cheaper rent, it's higher cost of living or, whatever, or cost of whatever. whatever you're buying, something's more expensive.
So that kind of brings me to I want to venture more out to Buffalo this year because that's where the Buffalo Bills play. I did spray tan celebrity and high profile people when I started spray tanning, and that in itself was an experience that drew me to spray tanning. So I would like to have more of that interaction with that kind of clientele in the next couple of years. But that's something on the West Coast you have more opportunities for. And please tell us about your most recent. Who did you spray recently?
I tanned the cheerleaders for the Super Bowl. So I tanned the Chiefs and the 49er girls.
What? I didn't know you sprayed both of them. That's awesome.
Yes. Yeah. So I tanned both of the teams, both of the girls. They're just so sweet.
Yeah.
Both of the girls are, but super sweet.
So how did that work for you? Like, is your salon in a spot in Vegas where people, like, if they're walking the strip or they're around the places, like, they can see your salon and they pop in, or?
Definitely not. I would say that my salon is based in Henderson. So I'm about 15 to 20 minutes from the strip. And so usually when people from the strip are wanting a service, it's a mobile and I'm going to them.
Yeah.
So that's what I did with the girls. I went to both of their hotels and tanned both of the teams there.
That's awesome. The Buffalo Bills do not have cheerleaders anymore, but if they do,
Really?
I would like them to get the Jills back so that I can start jilling them. start spraying them.
Yeah.
So when it comes to cannabis, is it legal in Vegas or in Nevada? It is
in Vegas, not in Salt Lake.
You don't peg me as someone who's been in a smoke shop recently.
I would be shocked if you even told me that you've smoked.
So I was thinking the other day because I acquired a new place and I lost my full-time job in September. I don't know if you know that or not, but at the time I didn't need the job. And then it was just convenience. I could do it around having the salon. And then I got used to that steady paycheck every week. And it was a good paycheck. So I'm really, I fucked myself in the ass this year because I let go of, I should have been using that time to build Shade more. And Shade has the opportunity to be expand in multiple states someday because of the vibe, because of the passion, everything about it. So I've been working overtime lately and it just seems, we're paying rent at 3 places. You lost your job, you lost your main income, now you're catching up on those bills that you got behind and it's never ending. And then, now we have a place that I can't even sell shit out of until we get the health department in. So it's been a month of meltdowns over here, but it was really making me think I'm used to getting my nails done every month and going to do this and making sure all my bills are paid, but I could still spoil my son and I could still spoil myself and have a life and whatever. And I was at an event and someone was charging a $650 hair service. I know a lot of friends that have gone to cosmetology growing up, and I understand if you have a salon and stuff like that, you have utilities, you have to pay for your services. However, some people can't afford a fucking $700 color, especially when the product is $30 that they're spending. You're paying for their time, and hairstylists work for hours. I understand what they have to deal with and whatnot, but not everybody can afford that. And when I first started spray tanning, my prices were super low. They were suggested to me to have them low. And again, I fucked myself that first year. I needed my shit covered, my expenses, my rent, all that other stuff. And it just wasn't at those prices. So Jimmy Coco, I won a call with him at Sunless Evolution. I won a phone call with him, and he told me, like, basically raise your prices to what you want your value of your place to be. And I did that. And my pricing, I think, is still on the cheaper side, considering the products that I choose to use. But spray tanning is not super popular in Rochester like it was in Miami and, LA and stuff. But I started thinking, when you go into a cannabis store, they have a tier system. You've got the best weeds, the exotics, and then you've got like your lower, level of that. So I asked a question on one of the spray tan forums, and I was like, should there be a tier system for clients? Because there are clients I know that would probably come to me, but my spray tans are, bottom line, they're just too expensive for them. And a lot of people were saying, well, then they don't. This is like a luxury experience. Like, this is what they're coming to get. So I'm not going to devalue myself. But are you really devaluing yourself, or are you making sure that you cover, all clients and giving all people a chance to enjoy what you bring? So is there a value to having different solutions that may be a little bit cheaper? Of course, you would have to let your clients know, like, this is the house tan, this is our house solution, this is why we prefer this one, this is why it's more expensive. This one, not so much. You're not going to get a tan for as long, but, you will have I'll make sure I give you a good color. How do you feel about a tier system in spray tanning?
Ooh, hot take. I feel like yes for the tier system, but no for the solutions. I would say use the same solution across the board. Like, have 3 tiers, have one up here, but make it like a fully loaded spray tan. Make it where you're getting like all the bells and whistles. You're getting, the great solution, the powder, maybe a post-hydration spray. You're getting like that full like luxury feel. Have a middle system where you're getting the spray tan and the powder. And then have maybe like a bottom tier where you're literally just getting sprayed and dried, and that's it.
That's a good idea.
That would be maybe a more, like, for my business at least, that would be like a more approachable stance that I would take, because at the end of the day, my name is still on that tan. So I still want people to feel like they're getting a spray of sunshine quality service from any of our providers, and that they're still getting the same quality. But that would be something where if they felt that it was too much, that if they're just skipping the powder, they're still getting the same quality, but maybe just for the next 8 hours, they're feeling a little stickier because they didn't get powdered, Yeah.
I was actually just reading something about how dirty makeup brushes are and how they're dirtier than toilet seats. They tested a eye makeup brush and a foundation brush, and between the two of them, there was like 4,000 plus different something bacteria and like something else forming. And I was thinking about it, and there's like a lot of spray tan artists that use the same brush for body powder. And after COVID, I started getting kind of crubbed out about it. I'm a germaphobe to begin with. So I always like do new brushes. So I feel like my powder experience isn't the most luxury it could be if I was using like the big body brushes. And maybe I just need to like look into bulk brushes, but
That's we have brushes up the wazoo, but
I think that's the way to go. But even the single brushes from some places that you buy them from are like super expensive. So then you can factor that into that more expensive spray tan for the tiering system, I guess, to cover the brush. But a lot of people love that powder, and I do like including that powder in everything. And even though I love the solution brand that I use now and I don't want to change, any other solution brand I've used, I've been open to trying other solutions, and this one is just like perfect for me. It's perfect for length of time. The colors are always fantastic. I mean, I sprayed myself this morning and only had it on for like an hour, and I feel like my color is just great already.
You look great. Meanwhile, if you saw what's under this shirt, you would be blinded by the light.
Tina, I told Scott today, I said, you know, I feel like Tina's gonna, because you're just the cutest, most beautiful thing. You always have the best outfits, and I just expected you to be so like bougie and beautiful today, and I was
no.
I'm wearing my Leonard Skinner fucking Skinner
girl,
shirt.
I came from the studio. I'm like, let's do a get ready with me, right? I'm wearing my black sweater from Aerie. I'm wearing my Abercrombie jeans, and then sandals or BCBG.
Cute. I think it's cute.
But also, my wedding is in 2 weeks.
I was gonna say, you're getting married soon.
My tan, she's not tanning right now. The face and the arm are on 2 different dimensions.
Yes, definitely fresh base for that wedding day.
You already know. I'm covered. It could be 90 degrees outside, and I am not swaying from my long sleeve, long pants.
So I do have to back into the tier system for a minute. Do you think you're so like before I've used solutions that I loved? Like I loved Soli. I think I could get. I've always been a mixer. Someone just posted this question today about like mixology or something, and I went to culinary school, so I feel I have an advantage in the spray tanning industry as far as mixing colors go, because I understand not using recipes and using ingredients a little more than some, and I feel like that's an interesting perspective because most people have beauty experience in the spray tanning industry or something similar. So that's kind of like my wooden spoon in my back pocket per will. But I know those solutions can produce a good color. And it's not the colors that I have, but they're still decent colors. They're just not going to last that long. So I guess that's where I kind of get stuck. But I think it might be a little bit different for you because you do have your own solution brand. So it would be harder for you to carry different solutions and advertise them.
What I will also say is there was a point, and I think it was up until 2020, where, girl, I carried like 11, 12 different solutions in the studio. By the way, your Tim Hortons looks delicious.
You know Timmy Hose?
Yeah.
Shit a brick. Can I tell you? I want nothing more than these motherfuckers to sponsor Stony Baloney. If I could just
where do I sign? I support.
Yes.
I support.
Yes.
But
see,
we don't have them on the West Coast. So
I understand this.
I had that was in New York.
We went out of town twice this summer, and the closest Tim Hortons was half an hour away, and I drove half an hour every morning to get my fucking iced coffee. I'm broke as fuck. I got 50 businesses. I'm trying to play catch up, but I work my ass off. I'm going to have my fucking iced coffee every day because I don't even drink either.
Heather, there is something, and I will die on this hill, about having a bevy to start your day that makes the day just go so much more smooth and productive. I don't know what it is, but
it's probably a little bit of comfort and like a little. I feel in our industry especially, and when you have multiple places, you don't really have a balance. Like balance does not exist ever. Even when you think you're getting a little balance, your life gets fucked. So bevy. I'm all about the bevies. Yes.
Bevy, just a bevy, one bevy a day kind of keeps the train on the tracks. Like at least like the train. Okay, literally. Okay, wait, go on. I'm so sorry.
No, you go. What did you go ahead.
In 2019, I had like 11 or 12 brands of solution. And I found that in doing that, I actually spent more money by having to constantly keep these restocked rather than having like 5 or 6 like true solutions that I loved.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that
that's
makes
really
sense.
what sent me. What was that?
I said that makes sense for sure.
Yeah. So I went down the rabbit hole of then condensing, and then I was down to 2 or 3. And then by that point, I was like, oh, I'm just going to get this house solution going, promote like the absolute shit out of this, and grow my own line and my own brand. And that's essentially how I ended up to having like the house solution and what we have now.
What do you call your tan in a can?
We call that Manhattan.
Yes.
Our Manhattan tanning mist. It is. Go on, fly about her.
So, of all the body sprays that I've used in the industry, as far as like a tan goes, the smell is the best. It's not overbearing. There's lots of tans in cans that are overbearing, and I actually believe the term tan in a can is trademarked, so you can't refer to all the tans in a cans. Because I'm pretty sure the guy commented on my shit, but it's a fucking tan in a fucking can.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So
we call our tanning mist, so we haven't technically crossed over into that, but that is good to know.
Yeah. So he commented on my thing that I couldn't even like make a comment about it, and I just wanted to say like get your fucking balls checked because it's fucking not a big deal. It's a tan in a fucking can. Don't name your shit tan in a can if you can't fucking handle it. Anyway, but it's got like the perfect mist, so it doesn't smell too hard, but also it's like a nice thin layer. So if you're running late and you're looking in the mirror and you're like, I look pale as fuck, it's a nice light mist that you don't even feel that you're wearing it. It's also like a very nice, it always produces a nice like olive tone for me.
Yeah, that is my baby. I love that product. She's an almond scent, which is what you're smelling. So it's very soft almond. And then it's also, what's different is it's not an aerosol. It's a bag on valve. So that's why you can turn it upside down, sideways. You can hold it upright, and you're still going to get that same fine mist no matter how you apply it.
That's
and
crazy.
As for the color, I wanted something that you can just mist on, go about your day, or mist on at night, go to sleep, wake up, and not look invasive. I wanted you to look very beautiful and soft and just like not offensive, invasive, just like you, but in hand.
Mist with a twist.
Sure. I love that.
Mist with a twist. So yeah, I absolutely love that. Going back to getting married.
Yeah.
Someone commented the other day. So Tina's last name is, hold on. Sorry. Smoke weed. I got sidetracked. What is the link to your website, and what is that app called if people own a salon and they want to buy the products? I think I bought from it one time and there was like a special. I don't know if you still do that.
Fair. Yep. So my website is a sprayofsunshinecollective.com. And then if you click on the little wholesale link, it'll take you to Fair, Faire. It's important, the E at the end, because otherwise we'll get a fair.com, not to be confused with fair with an E at the end.com. Fair is a wonderful wholesale platform that you can basically, everyone on there is selling their stuff at wholesale cost. So it's great if you're trying to look for stuff to fill your boutique with, cute little things for the summer. I love it. So A Spray of Sunshine is on there. And then if you click on our little link on our website, you also get free shipping. And I believe it's $100 off your first order, which our minimum to order is only $50. So
awesome.
Do what you want with that, but they hook it up.
Yeah, I highly suggest you giving all of her products a try, but my top faves are the Manhattan and what is the lavender body wash called?
That is our Catalina body wash.
Catalina. I'll be placing an order when we get off the phone. Oh my gosh. The other day, sorry, I'm totally forgetting about the wedding thing. But the other day, I saw a TMZ article, and it was talking about a toddler who was being forced to wax their mother's clients. Did you see that?
No.
No. Well, first, I got pissed off that TMZ even reposted the photos, because I feel like if you're saying it's wrong that the mother had these photos out there, then why are we reposting these photos? But also, it made me think, like, fuck, I brought Harry to so many of my spray tans when he was little. And I don't bring him anymore, especially like in the same room. Now he's like in the front room. But I was thinking about it and I was like, is that wrong of me to, because I think as spray tan artists, we think of the body and being naked different than most people, right? Like, we're not ashamed of naked bodies. We think everyone has one. We know everyone has one. No matter how small or big you are, we all fucking look the same. Like, everyone looks the same to spray tan artists. I feel like you know what I mean by that. Like, everyone looks the same.
Anatomy at this point.
So we're just not afraid of naked bodies because we see them all the time. And there's countries that women don't have to wear shirts. But at a young age, we're sexualizing the female body. And I think schools are better now. Like, I went and picked up my friend's daughter one time from school, and I couldn't believe what they were wearing because we were not allowed to wear stuff like that. Like, I remember being told when I was 13 years old I couldn't wear a tank top because it was inappropriate. And it's like, it's fucking 100 degrees.
The 3-finger length. And if it wasn't the length, you got sent to the nurse's office to change.
And I feel society and people, they just don't realize like what that does. And then that kind of creates people to think of females, no matter what age they are, in an inappropriate way. So becoming a mom and becoming a spray tan artist as like a business owner has been mind changing for me. But I also looked at it as Harry was growing up not sexualizing female bodies either. Like, I wasn't setting him up to look at Lori's tits when I'm spraying her, of course. Like, he was off in the other room, but still he's small enough where I need to keep eyes on him at the same time. When he was 2.5 or 3, did he waddle into the front room? Absolutely. But I thought of that as him, kind of growing with it. It's not appropriate for him now to see it because he's 5. But then I saw that story on TMZ and I was like, was that bad of me? But to think of all the spray tan artists that probably have places at their house with kids and stuff like that, I feel like that's probably more common than we think.
Probably. I would think that, and I actually just had this conversation last night with a client. I went to her house, I did a mobile, and she had a super cute 3-year-old little boy. And the whole time he's coming up, he's showing me his toys, his fire truck, like, we're chatting. And she asked me, she said, do you and Denny plan on having kids? And I said, yeah, we do. I mean, not like right away, not right after the wedding, but it is in my 5-year plan. And she's like, oh my gosh, clients are just going to absolutely eat that up. Like, you going to their house, doing a mobile, bringing your baby. And I was like, oh. And she's like, oh yeah, no, like, bring your baby and bring your mobile tent. Clients are going to love that. And I guess I never like really thought that far with it because I am not like pregnant. I don't have a baby. So I never thought, what would I do in the situation of a mobile with a baby?
So that's funny because the last place I worked, there were people that brought their kids into work. And I'd have to say I've always known that I was a mother in another life. I was the mother to a couple of my best friends in other lives. Shout out to Dre and Steph. I knew I was going to be a mother in this life. Like, I've always known I had the mother thing, but I also feel like I have that personality where people maybe wouldn't peg me as a mom because I'm a loudmouth, fucking pot smoking son of a bitch. But I think that, what was I saying?
Hold on.
What was I saying?
You were saying that you were a mother in your other life.
Yes. So,
You're correct.
even though I'm a mom, like some people would bring their kids to work even if they were sick. And it's like, what are you going to bring your sick kid in here? No one gives a fuck if you're here or not. You can work from home. We know you can work from home. Like, and I don't think employers should allow that either. Like, that frustrated me too, especially since I have a child who gets sick very easily. Like, I feel so bad for Harry because the first few years of his life were constant antibiotics. And I'm a germaphobe in certain ways. But when it comes to my son and seeing him suffer for as long as I had to see him suffer, like it pisses me off when people come around and they're sick. Like the last ghost thing or the last medium thing I had, like there was people sniffling and stuff. And I understand you could have had a cold 2 weeks ago and you still have the sniffles. Like I understand that. But like if you're soaking a tissue in front of me, like that just really that I hate that. And like yesterday, yes, I had to bring Harry, but I don't go out of my way to bring Harry. Like that is like a last minute absolutely, because I do think that is a level of professionalism. It doesn't bother me. Like I used to go to work with my mom all the time. My dad. But again, it was those things where like they didn't have a sitter, they had to pick me up from school, like it's because they needed to, or it is different when you have your own business. Like you could do whatever the fuck you want when you have your own business. But, you know, if you are going to be a spray tan artist with a kid, also have that respect that not every client is going to like kids. Not every client is going to like kids, and not every client's going to be comfortable with a child there and stuff. So that, I think that is something to consider. And I think it is weird when people say like, bring your kids, cause, it's like a 50-50 thing for me.
Yeah. It's so funny, just from over the years, starting off as mobile, and then renting from like a Sola type salon to going into our last location to now going into a full service salon, I've kind of seen the change of that. Basically, with mobile, I'm going into someone else's home and they'll have their kids there. They have their life going, you know. I'm adding convenience by coming to them, setting up, allowing them to go about their day without having to make a change. And then going and renting from a room at like Sola, where my room was no bigger than 100 square feet. It was small. I'm pretty sure it was a closet that they turned into a room, rented it to me, and then probably after I left, turned it back into a closet. And then when I moved into my first location, now I actually had a large enough space where people could bring their kids. And I had a lobby area where they could choose if they wanted their kids to stay in the lobby, have a snack, I had juice boxes and Capri Suns at the time, and, you know, hang out in there while I tan them. Or I had a little seating bench area in my tanning room that they could come in and hang out if they were young enough. And then now, having the full service salon, we have the lobby plus the salon area plus the tanning room. But I feel like I've seen this shift where a lot of people don't bring their kids unless they have to.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think women, as generations and if things change, are starting to kind of come back with their, you know, their self-care and their alone time. Like, I feel more men are being involved. I feel like men have been involved for a while. It just was never talked about. I know Kenny's not the only amazing dad in the world. Like, I know there's got to be lots of people like Kenny who are very hands-on. But I think that is a convenience that's great. And I offer the same thing at Shade too. And I know what it's like to not be able to go get my hair done because I don't have a sitter. Harry's almost 6 and the same 3 people have watched him his whole life. That's my mom and Alyssa. So I know what that's like, and I do want clients to be able to have that. And that's kind of why I like having an appointment only salon. I don't mind doing and busting out a lot of tans if I'm going to do like a cheerleading competition or, something like that. And honestly, I'm going to be working on this year is getting a permanent spray tan artist on. Usually for my busy season, I have a spray tan artist or 2 that I'll train. And but I really want to push somebody being in Shade all the time, helping organize events because I'm doing more pop-ups. We're doing a couple 420 events too at Shade. But I do want to work on having like a spray tan artist more so that I can go and travel. I would rather you either pay extra if you want me to tan you because there's the people that they don't care how good another spray tan artist is. They just want you and they're going to have a problem with their tan if it's not you spraying you, which is flattering. But also trust your spray tan artist and who that they trust. Although I have had a couple people that have done spray tans and they've done spray tans on my friends and then I'll notice that it's not perfect and I'm like, fucking fuck. Do I say something? Do I not say something? But I want to start going on the road. It would be nice if I can get over my fear of flying. I think my road will be more maybe New York City or Toronto, Buffalo, because those are close to me. But I guess I got to get someone that I trust in the salon all the time too. But I want to be on the go.
As you should. You 100% should. This is also something that Grant and I talked about and he was actually the one who said it. He said, until you own a business that can run itself, you own a job, not a business. If I understood that correctly.
I love that.
I was like, you know what, Grant, you're not wrong. Like,
he's not.
Yeah, we were on the topic of having staff and a team. And last summer I had to do an internship for my MBA program. And I was in Utah from May through August. And I did not come back to Vegas once because I was working a 40 to 50 hour week plus doing spray tans in Utah. So I didn't come back to Vegas. And Grant was like, you own a business, not a job. And I said, Grant, you're blowing my mind right now. Holy cow.
That actually does put things into a lot of perspective. It also makes me think, listening to myself, before I had a physical location, I hated mobile. I hated packing the shit up in the car. I loved the idea of having a space that I just walk into, everything set up for me. And now that I have the space, it's like I want to focus more on like the mobile and the fun stuff. But I think it's been 5 years of me branding Shade. Everybody knows Shade. I get 2 likes per post. I don't give a fuck. I'm still posting, but everyone still sees
the Instagram algorithm.
It doesn't matter. Everyone always messages me. People I don't know are always like, oh my God, I saw Shade. I was supposed to have this big billboard. Now it's at Shade. I don't know what to do with it, but that was going to be huge. But I am, I think this is my year that I'm really going to make Shade blow, which is crazy because at the same time, I'm going to be growing a catering business / cafe.
I think it's great. Goes hand in hand, Go eat next door while your tan is developing. Go eat next door if you come early before your appointment. Like, Perfect.
It's exciting. It's funny because there are a lot of like business forums and spray tan forums that warn people to stay away from you should focus on being a master spray tan artist. And let me tell you, I'm sorry if you use it, but I hate when people say I'm a master spray tan artist. There's someone around here spray tanning, master spray tan artist, been spray tanning for 4 years. What in the fucking fork is 4 years and you're a master? Like, there's people that study things their whole life, and I feel that the ones that truly learn throughout life are the ones that understand that you are always learning. You will never know everything. And if you have that mentality that you are the master, like, I just don't think that's the best. I think people, if you're going to be a master, then you gotta have the experience behind it, or else you shouldn't be throwing that around.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
People do it in every industry. It's not just spray tanning, but I feel like that's the thing that gets under my fingernails the most is when I hear people saying, I'm a master spray tan artist. I'm not big on fake it till you make it. I'm in, be honest until you're honest. I just think it's more important to be honest about your journey, because then people relate with you and then you build honest relationships with people. And there's lots of business owners out there, and I think I say this every episode, that are acting like their business is surviving slowly on just that one thing that they are doing. And they don't let other people see the multiple sources of income that are coming from behind them.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up, we got a couple minutes left here today. What do you have anything big planned this year? I mean, the cheerleaders for the Super Bowl is pretty freaking big. Is there anything you got coming up this year yet? Or is that something you're going to be working on? And how do you work on that? Like, do you just keep advertising, or, are there hotels you pay attention to? Like, how do you...
I'll be so honest. Most of these amazing clients that come our way are from those connections made with other professionals or other clients, things like that. I could confidently say it is not from me reaching out. It's from other people saying, hey, you got to go see my girl Tina at a Spray of Sunshine, or, oh my gosh, my makeup artist referred me to you. And I'm like, oh, who's your makeup artist? And then they tell me, and it's someone that I've been tanning forever, or who I bounce clients back and forth with. It's always from something like that. So I think my piece of advice is definitely foster those relationships with other professionals, whether it's hair, nail, massage, people that are connected with the people that you want to be connected with. That's like just the best advice, because, people want to see other people in their circle win. And there's that saying that, like, if I eat, we all eat. But honestly, I didn't really understand like what that meant up until like a couple years ago. I'm like, if you eat, I eat. Okay. But I get it, because I want to see all my friends win too. And now that I have a salon and I have other people that are sharing my space with me that do hair, do nails, whenever somebody asks me, hey, do you know someone I can get my hair done with? Yeah. Like, you just tell me what you want and I will connect you with the person that I think will be the best match for you. So just fostering those relationships and being like authentic to you in your business, constantly just working on yourself, growing your brand, putting positivity out there, everything just returns,
I honestly love that. That's the perfect way to kind of wrap this up today. I will spend time this year. I do have an event coming up at Shade. It's called Burbs Boss. It's between me and my last guest, Jennifer Blanchard, that was just on, if you haven't listened to that episode. And basically, we're creating an event for other small business owners. I don't know if you experience this in Vegas or not, but, there are kind of like business cliques, and it's kind of like high school. Like, the popular people are still with the popular people, and there's just like so many suburbs and amazing like small business owners that deserve to like grow and help each other. So we're hosting free events starting March 28th at Shade. Bring your friends, and we're basically just going to get to know each other, give business ideas. It's a place for people to be able to collab, and I do want to invite other spray tan artists in the Rochester area, because I think that, as you said earlier, that could create protection from clients that might not be safe, and that could go into many different ways. It can help build these great partnerships and opportunities, and you can have that with people who are in the spray tanning industry, because we formed our group called the Pirate Hookers, and I'm not in the group chat anymore. I'm infamous with group chats, I feel like, but I'm not in, but I still love all the pirate hookers and think of all my pirate hookers and their success and watch them all grow and just cheering them on from Rochester. And I hope we all just have like the best fucking year growing together. And I thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me, Heather. This was so much fun.
Me too.
Anytime I get to spend with you, it's a good time. All the time.
We didn't even get to talk about how hammered I got on my, I don't even drink anymore, but how hammered I got on my virtual bachelorette tour. You guys threw me a surprise bachelorette in my studio.
So much.
You guys even got me a stripper. So.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about him.
I threw up in my bathroom at Shane.
Who, not just a stripper, a Canadian stripper.
A Canadian stripper, my favorite. I love Canada. That was fantastic. But we built this friendship online and through these great connections that we had through these little platforms, and that's why you're here today. So I thank you so much. You're gonna have to come back on.
I can support you, Shade, your new deli venture. Please let me know in any way. I'd love to be part of everything that you do.
Same goes to you, sister.
Thank you, my girl.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the Stony Baloney podcast today. Peace out, Girl Scouts.